Thank you.
Okay. They're in. Oh, you stop it to share. Hello, everyone. Good morning. Yeah, that's all right. So good morning, everyone, ladies and gentlemen. Today we are in the last session of the Propell Workshop. Its main purpose, the resources and right section, and also preparation materials. I would like to start by greeting on behalf of GCUB Board of Directors, Adriane Bloom, the Director of ETS, Associate Director, and TOEFL Customer Relation in Brazil. She is dedicated to promoting and supporting academics. Like, oh my God, my internet's not good now. Sorry. And holds a master's degree in teaching English as a second language, acting as the Brazilian representative of ETS TOEFL program. She aims to help academic institutions in Brazil meet their internalization goals, applying 80 years of knowledge and experience in academic relations and negotiations with the higher education community, including bilingual high schools and English-speaking institutes. Adriane is also responsible for developing services related to the implementation of TOEFL business marketing for Brazil. Now I give the floor to Ms. Adriane to make the forwards and hope everyone enjoys the experience.
Good morning, everyone. Happy Saturday. I hope you are and you will enjoy this last section, last session of the Propell Workshop. We've been calling this Propell Workshop for the TOEFL iBT, and we're actually covering the four skill workshop for the TOEFL iBT. The main purpose here is for you to learning and be familiar with the skills that are covered, that are assessed on the TOEFL iBT. English language proficiency, English language academic proficiency test that is accepted in more than 11,000 institutions all over the world. When I say all over the world, it's not only in English-speaking countries. As you know, TOEFL is also accepted in European countries such as Portugal. Institutions in Portugal have been accepting the TOEFL iBT for their programs, graduate programs, those programs that are taught in English, graduate programs. So it's widely accepted English academic test. So I'm delighted to be here and talking with you and sharing about this test. So this is an international cooperation initiative from an exclusive partnership between ETS and GCUB. And thank you for taking some of your time, some of hours, half an hour of your Saturday to be here with us. So like Andressa said, I am the ETS Associate Director, and I work specifically with TOEFL iBT and TOEFL Essentials. I coordinate these two tests, and I'm responsible to share information about this test and help institutions and teachers and students to learn about the test and to learn about to help them get ready to apply for scholarships, to get ready to to learn about all the resources that are available in order for them to be prepared to take the test. So I have been in this experience because I took the TOEFL iBT. I was as a graduate student at a university, American university. I was required to take the TOEFL iBT 10 years ago now, because I applied for a master's degree in teaching English as a second language at the University of Washington. So I was once in the same experience as an international student. So I've been helping students just like you. I have been helping a student to apply for international students. So it's important that we know what the institutions are requiring, what type of skills the students abroad and students, sorry, not the students, institutions out there are requiring, what type of skills they are requiring from the students, right? So this is what we are, this is our purpose today. It's to give an overview of these skills, and so you become familiar with the TOEFL iBT, so you can help your students to be prepared and to learn about all the resources that are available for them to get prepared for that, right? So as today is the last session of the Propell workshop that we are offering, we are gonna go over the TOEFL writing section and some additional resources and preparation tips, okay, and some useful links for you to help your students, okay? So in the end, we're gonna provide a list of links for you to look for further information about the TOEFL iBT. So before I forget, I would like to, for those who were not here in the previous sections, just to remind you of this opportunity of 15% discount, okay, on a voucher of the TOEFL iBT, okay? And a reminder that this voucher is valid for 1 year, okay? If you buy it through the GCUB, it's valid for 1 year, okay? So you can take it, or your student can take it, the test until December. For example, if you buy it today, you can take it until December 23. All right, so the format of the test, writing is the last section of the test. Okay, so Edson and I have been covering the 3 first sections of the test. Thursday, Professor Edson was here covering the listening section and the speaking section. And today I will be covering the last one, writing, okay? The last section, test takers will write 2 essays. 15 minutes is the time for them to finish this section, okay? There are 2 different types of essays that they will write, okay? The first one is the independent, and this doesn't change, okay? It's always like that. The format of the test is always the same. It doesn't change. So the student can study the format, always is gonna be the same way. It doesn't change, okay? So the first essay is an independent question. What is independent? I'm sure that Edson talked with you about the difference between an independent S question and an integrated question. But I will say it again, I will tell you again, because some of you might not have been here on Thursday. So the independent is that question that you won't depend on anything to answer the question. For example, the question will be there on the screen and you answer the question. And most of the time, you can talk about your experience. And sometimes you will give your opinion. Sorry, most of the time they will ask your opinion. For example, if you agree or if you don't agree with a statement, for example, that they have it on the screen, okay? And I'll give you examples in the following slides, okay? So there are some different types of independent writing tasks, but the main aspects of this task is that you don't need other sources to read or to listen in order to respond to the question. You just answer what is on the screen, okay? And you give your opinion. You talk about your experience. You give details in order to respond, your own experience, okay? Integrated, that's different. Integrated, you will integrate other sources on your response. And which sources? Sources that will be given to you, a reading passage and a listening passage, okay? And I will show you in the following slides. 15 minutes, okay? And like the other ones, the score scale is 0 to 30. And that comes up to a score, total score of 120, okay? So for the IBT, total score goes to 120, okay? 0 to 120. And as we've talked here, okay, in the first session, I shared with you that most universities require students a minimum score of 70 to 90, which is an intermediate English level, okay, 70 to 90, okay? Okay, oh, but of course, if you're applying for a medical school at Harvard, they will ask you, they will require the student a 110 to 120, which is a C2 level, okay? All right, so let's begin our writing. Actually, we have already begun our writing section, all right? So, but now I would like you to share your experience, okay? And you can use the chat box to help me, okay? Answering this question. What do you think is considered a good score on the writing section? And when I quote this word good, you know what I mean, right? Right? Good score on the writing section of the TOEFL iBT test. A good score is an acceptable. A good score is a minimal score on the writing section. It goes from 0 to 30. Okay, like I said,
we have one here.
Oh, thank
Teacher
you.
Camille said is 20.
Okay, let's start. Let's wait for at least 2 to 3 to share their answer. 20, okay, yeah. Let's see the other ones. What do they think? 20 to 30. 20 to 30. Let's see the other ones. What do they think?
Alisa agree with Camila. Let's
Mhm.
see. Go guys, don't be shy. See. I will check YouTube too. Maybe 25 from YouTube.
Maybe 25. Mhm. All right.
Anyone else?
20, 25.
No more answers at the moment.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much for your contribution. Anything above 21, okay? Anything above, I would say anything above 20, okay, is a good score. Anything above 20 is a good score on the TOEFL iBT. Anything above 20 is considered a B2 level, okay? Anything above 20, let me see what I have here in my next. Oh, let's see. No, no. I am not. Yeah, let's talk about B2 level. Okay, let's talk about B2 level. Okay. Forget about what I said last. Okay. I have this slide here, which is called the performance descriptors for the TOEFL iBT test. Okay. And it's talking about the writing section. Okay. So let's start with the low intermediate. Let's start with levels 13 to 16. So a test taker who got a 13 to 16 out of 30, okay, he's considered a B1 level, okay? So he produced a simple text that expresses some ideas on an issue, but the development of ideas is limited because of insufficient or inappropriate details and explanations. I'm not going to read the whole thing, first because of the time that we have, okay? Let's see the test taker who got 17 to 23, okay? And he's considered a B2 level, okay? So this test taker produces summaries of multiple sources that include most of the main ideas. Some important ideas from the sources may be missing, unclear, or inaccurate, okay? So from 17 to 23, it's considered a good score, okay? And it's considered a B2 level, okay? And it's considered a high intermediate level. This is a good score. And most of you, the two of you, got this right, okay? It's between 17 to 23. But we're talking about TOEFL iBT. We're talking about the most used and accepted English proficiency test in the world. It's a very, very, how can I say, reliable and strict test, okay? So that means that the student, he needs to practice a lot to get a C1 level or to get a B2 level, okay? So those who got a 24 to 30, okay, and there was a teacher in this workshop who said that a good score would be a 25, okay? He said that a good score would be advanced level, which is a C1 level. So he said that this student, this test taker, would produce clear, well-developed, and well-organized text. Ungrammatical, unclear, or idiomatic use of English is rare. Okay, so 24 to 30. 24 to 30. Okay, so I would say that 24 to 30 is a Harvard level. It's a Harvard University level. And is this what you want your teachers to get? Maybe, okay? But you might want to start with this level here, okay, with your students. For a TOEFL iBT test, you might want to start this objective to reach this goal here with your student, okay? A high intermediate level from 17 to 23 for a writing section, because this is a very, very good level of writing. And it's a very acceptable score. From 17 to 23 is a very acceptable in many universities, programs. All right. So that said, with that said, okay, I would like you to know, you already saw here from this slide, what is a good skill, okay? What are good skills? What are skills needed for academic success? So now you have, please share on the chat box. What do you think are writing skills needed for academic success? List 1 or 2 writing skills that you think are needed for academic success. Don't be shy, and please share on the chat box. What do you think in order to write in a successful essay, okay, independent or integrated, what would be necessary?
Teacher Camila is saying, good knowledge of connectors is one of them. Summarize, paraphrase, and organize arguments.
Excellent. Woo, clap, clap, clap. That's
He's on fire.
Yes. Very good, teacher Camila. What can we get more? What else can we get? Connectors are really, really important on your essays, because connectors can guide the raters, guide them through your ideas, okay? They can be really, really intelligible, can see that your ideas are intelligibly connected, okay? So yes, that's a very good skill, using connectors. What else, guys? Anybody? Somebody? Let's go.
Let me check YouTube for you.
Yes, please. Don't forget about the YouTubers. Not YouTubers. The YouTube followers, the YouTube attendees.
Not at the moment, but we have here on Zoom formation of top sentences from 83, 84, 85. That is not a name.
Formation of top sentences?
Yeah.
That's also that is also a very good skill for the writing section, because you can start connecting. You can start writing your ideas, guiding the person who is reading your essay. but please don't forget to answer the question, okay? Top sentences are important, but don't forget to ask the question that is being asked, okay?
Okay, we have one for a listen. Summarize, paraphrase, and organize arguments.
Beautiful. Summarizing, paraphrasing, organizing arguments. Those are beautiful writing skills for academic success. Those are, I would say that those are the three main writing skills that TOEFL look for on the writing essays, on the essays. Summarizing, okay, if you were able, you will see on the essays that we will read, you will, on the questions, you will see that all the questions ask for you to summarize ideas, okay? Summarize the points, summarize the ideas, summarize the lecture. So summarize, paraphrase. Paraphrase is always asked, especially on the integrated questions, because you have to paraphrase all the time what is said, okay? So yes, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful contribution. Thank you, guys. Anybody else? So
Isadora said, maybe first of all, we must do a brainstorm, or that's not necessary.
Brainstorm?
Yeah.
Well, that brainstorm, you might use brainstorm when you're taking notes, which is also a writing skills that you will need, okay, for the writing section. But that's not scored, okay? That is not scored, but you will need to take notes while you're listening to the passages, while you're reading the passages. You will need to take notes, okay? All the time, not all the time, but when you are reading and listening, okay? Take notes, guys, all the time, okay? So maybe you can brainstorm when you're taking notes, okay?
From
okay,
YouTube, we got punctuation. Is punctuation scored?
Oh, of course, that when you're writing an essay, punctuation is part of the organization of it's part of the organization. Okay, but that if you, for example, forget a comma or semicolon or parenthesis, you're not going to be penalized. But if you forget 3, 4, 5, if you forget, so that's, and then your text will be very well disorganized. I mean, very disorganized. Okay, so it's nice to be organized, and punctuation is part of being organized. Okay, so practice, read. We have a lot of essays that were used in previous TOEFL tests, and I will be sharing those links with you. Okay, so just read them, and you will see the punctuations where they are inserted. So just practice writing, practice. If you practice writing, you will be able to not forgetting about punctuations, okay? But don't be that worried about punctuation, because if you practice, that's gonna be easy peasy for you, okay? Okay, I think now we need to go to the next slides, otherwise I'm not gonna be able to finish on time. And I know that you guys want to enjoy your Saturday. the rest of your Saturday, okay? So that's the format of the TOEFL writing. So 2 essays, okay? The first one that you're gonna write is the integrated, okay? You're gonna read one passage and then you're gonna listen to one passage and then you're gonna write responding. You're gonna write an essay responding to the question that you will see on the screen, okay? You will have 20 minutes to write that essay. A reminder that those 20 minutes are already included preparation time, okay? The other one, the last one, is the independent task. Your response will be based on personal experience or opinion, okay? And you will have 30 minutes total to finish that essay. All right. Well, scores. How are these 2 questions scored on the TOEFL iBT? Okay. So the students, they always ask, oh, how much, how many points each essay is worth? Okay, so what are the criteria for them, for the raters, to rate the essays? Okay, first of all, they are both holistically rated, which means that the raters see the text in an overall manner. They look at all the characteristics of the text, and then they come up to a final score. Okay, so everything is evaluated. Okay, they don't look at just one thing. They rate it like in an overall manner, but they have three important they look at specifically to 3 main categories: development of ideas, okay, how well the test taker developed their ideas, okay, according to the question, how organized is the essay, okay, and the quality and accuracy of the language used, okay. And for the integrated, and that's for the independent, and for the integrated, they look a lot for the quality of writing and the completeness and accuracy of response. They focus on these 2 criteria mostly, okay? And the ratings are 0 to 5 from rubrics. So the rubrics, you have your manual with you, right? The manual was shared. Andressa shared with you, right, Andressa?
Yes,
you have your
by mail, by chat,
you have your manual, the digital manual with you. So if you go in the last pages, very last, the very bottom, you will see the rubrics, the score and writing rubrics, okay? And on page 138 to 139, you will see that the ratings goes from 0 to 5 for the writing section. And these are converted to a scale score of 0 to 30. Okay, I mentioned that when I was showing you the format of the writing section. So if you see, I'm gonna open mine too here. I have it open here. If you see the writing, let's go to the integrated, which is the first one, the integrated writing book. writing rubrics. If you see, it goes from 0 to 5, okay? And this is one of the items that the raters, okay, the people, the specialists, the people who correct, the people who rate the responses, the essays. These are the items that they use in order to give a score, a final score on the essay. So as you can see, okay, let's take a look on the level. Let's take a look on the level 3, a medium level. Let's see one characteristic of a middle level, 3. Although the overall response is definitely oriented to the task, it conveys only vague, global, unclear, or somewhat imprecise connection of the points made in the lecture to points made in the reading. The response may omit one major key point made in the lecture. Okay, as you can see, a medium score here is missing one key point, which is one skill on the integrated task. Okay, so so we were gonna take a look, okay, in these rubrics in more in depth as we go on, okay, because we're going to rate some responses here. So you have a writing rubrics right in front of you, okay. So let's go back. Where I am here, okay. Where are you? Where is my screen? Oh, here, okay. Okay, so let's explore an integrated writing. Remember what is an integrated writing? Are you there? Are you there? I hope you're there with me, okay? I hope it's not just me and Andressa here. Okay, so
I'm here.
Okay, so remember what an integrated writing is? Okay, so the test taker will see a 230 to 300 word reading passage, okay, for 3 minutes. Okay, so he started. So he's in front of the computer. So he's starting his essays. First one, integrated. Remember, he's gonna start his first essay and it's gonna be the integrated. So he's gonna have sources, other sources in order to write his essay, okay? Because this is an integrated. He will integrate other sources to his responses. So he's gonna read this passage and then he's gonna listen to an audio, okay? And then he's gonna go to another screen where he will read the passage again and also a prompt. And then he has 20 minutes to respond to the prompt. You have 20 minutes to respond to the question, which is he has 20 minutes to write the essay, okay? So now, what I would like you to do, okay, because you are not gonna do nothing, just listen to me talking here. I would like you to get a piece of paper, okay, and a pencil or a pen to take notes, because that's another skill, okay? That's another writing skill that you will need, you and your student, if you're taking the TOEFL, and I'm sure that in some, eventually you might need to take the TOEFL iBT too, but your student, you are here to help your student. So that's another skill, writing skill that your student will need, okay, in order to succeed on the TOEFL iBT, taking notes, okay? So get ready to take notes. on the reading and
Okay.
listening. Okay, everybody's
Again,
ready?
we have Isadora staying here, Isaias, 83, 84, 85, and Camila. Everybody's ready here.
Everybody's ready? Perfect, because we're gonna take notes on key points of both sources that we are going to read and we are going to listen. Remember? Okay. Everybody's ready. Okay, so this is the passage, okay, of the question. Remember, we are exploring an integrated essay, okay? Because first I'm reading a passage, then I will listen to a passage. They are both related to the same topic with different perspective, and then I will read the question related to these both sources, and then I will summarize the points made in one of these sources. And then you'll see the question. And then my essay will be related to these points. And that's why the key points that I'm taking notes is going to be important, because that's what the TOEFL iBT, the raters will look for. They will look for if I took notes on the key points and if I included those key points on my essay. Got it? Because that's exactly what I'm gonna do when I'm there in the classroom. Okay, because that's what we are asked to take notes on key points and then express that and then use that and then do presentations on key points that the teacher presented on chapters of books that we read. So that's exactly what we do when we are in a classroom of a graduate school or either undergrad or even undergraduate school. Okay, all right. You don't need to read every single details, and I'm not gonna penalize you, okay? I will give you, instead of 3 minutes, I will give you 2 minutes because I'm looking at the time. I will give you 2 minutes to go over and get, let's see, there are 3 key points, okay? I will give you the chance to get at least 2 key points, 2 key points because of the time. Okay, so 2 minutes. Red, set, go. 2 minutes for you to find from 1 to 2 key points.
Miss Ariane, you stop the share. It's all okay?
Sorry, I will go back again to my screen, sorry. And actually time's over, sorry, but that was not the reason. It was because I was looking for a file here to share with you, and I ended up stopping share my screen. Just a second, and I'll go back there. Okay.
Okay.
So going back to my screen. Can you see it now?
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay, actually, I'll give you more time. But just a reminder that during the test, the student will have 3 minutes to read the passage, okay? And during these 3 minutes, okay, he will he can take notes. But then when he will write the essay, this passage will come back to the screen. All right. So now, after the test taker reads the passage, the listening passage will be played. The test taker will play the listening passage. Okay, he will hit the play, and he will take notes. The teacher lecture will be on the same topic, but of course, the teacher will have a different perspective, okay? I'm gonna go back here because the topic here is about Chevalier de Senghalt, you know, the Chinese guy from the 17th century, 18th century, and they were talking about his memoirs and blah, 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 okay? So she will talk on the same, she will lecture on the same topic, but with a different perspective, okay? The test taker will take notes on the key points, okay? So I will play it and I will ask you to take notes. And if you were able to take notes on the key points, please, you are welcome, okay? To take notes, okay? Because after that, I will show you the key points, okay? Red, set, go.
No memoir can possibly be correct in every detail, but still, the Chevalier's memoir is pretty accurate overall, and is, by and large, a reliable historical source. Let's look at the accuracy of the 3 episodes mentioned in the reading. First, the loan from the merchant. Well, that doesn't mean that the Chevalier was poor. Let me explain. We know that in Switzerland, the Chevalier spent huge amounts of money on parties and gambling, and he had wealth, but it was the kind of property you have to sell first to get money. So it usually took a few days to convert his assets into actual money. So when he ran out of cash, he had to borrow some while he was waiting for his money to arrive. But that's not being poor. Second, the conversations with Voltaire. The Chevalier states in his memoir that each night, immediately after conversing with Voltaire, he wrote down everything he could remember about that particular night's conversation. Evidently, the Chevalier kept his notes of these conversations for many years and referred to them when writing the memoir. Witnesses who lived with the Chevalier in his later life confirm that he regularly consulted notes and journals when composing the memoir. Third, the Chevalier's escape from the prison in Venice. Other prisoners in that prison had even more powerful friends than he did, and none of them were ever able to bribe their way to freedom, so bribery hardly seems likely in his case. The best evidence, though, comes from some old Venetian government documents. They indicate that soon after the Chevalier escaped from the prison, the ceiling of his old prison room had to be repaired. Why would they need to repair a ceiling unless he had escaped exactly as he said he did?
Oh, that's good. I like it.
All right. So after
Camila wrote some points.
yes, just a second, because before we
Okay.
see the key points, let's talk about this. Let's talk about this screen, okay? Because after the lecture, this is the screen that the test takers will see. The reading passage appears again, and students see directions. They will hear the question being read. They can also read the question. Keep in mind that this is a standard question that is typical for this test. The wording of the question changes depending on the stimulus material. Please note that there is no word minimum or limit. The word count is just to give students an idea of how long the response should be, between 150 to 225 words. And now we will see now I know that you guys were working on the key points, right? I asked you, I will ask you to please work on the main points. So now let's see which points did you, if you were able to come up with the key main points. Of course, because of the time, I'm looking at the time, and like I said, I would like you to enjoy. I want you to enjoy the rest of your Saturday. I'm going to go directly to the key points, okay? So here are the key points as prepared by ETS Test Development. Our rater would be provided with these, along with the rubric. So while rating this integrated writing task, the graders will be provided with these key points. So they will be looking for these key points on the answers that they will be listening. So if the answer doesn't have one key point, it will the score will be lowered, okay? So they look for the 3 key points because the 3 key points will be there. So the answer, the higher score, it's because it will contain the 3 key points, okay? Remember that I read that level 3 score, they said that it was missing 1 key point. That's why it got a 3 level out of 5. Remember that? It was missing 1 key point. So share with us, did you got 1 or 2 key points? I didn't ask you to come up with the 3 key points because I gave you only 2 minutes. 1 point, 2 points?
Camila said no.
No problem.
No.
No,
Oh my God, no.
No problem. That takes a lot of practice. Okay? TOEFL iBT is all about practicing, and practicing, okay? So don't worry. This is the first time that you listening just one time, you read the passage just one time, so don't worry, okay? we are here just for you to be familiar with the format of the test, okay? And you want your students to practice. Let them know that they need to be familiar with the format of the test, with the structure of the test, with the types of questions on the test, and with the language, with the English, and with the level of the test. Okay, and that's why we are here, is to help you, to support your student, right? All right, so let's move on to the next. So raters are also provided with benchmarks, which are responses, previous responses with scores. So they listen, not listen, because we're talking about writing, right? We're talking about writing. So listen. So let me see. Yeah. Yeah. So raters, which marks an annotation, rating response, 16 minutes. Okay, so I'm going, yeah, this is the slide that, because of the time, this is the slide that, so the student, not the student, the raters, they are provided with responses, okay, benchmarks with our essays, with the same, responding to the same question, with a score that they have provided previously. So they know, okay, they have a pattern, okay? So they already, they already know a pattern. They already have a narrative description of the level, okay? So, and each score represents a range of ability, okay? So, what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna go directly to the independent, because I would like you to read responses from the independent writing, okay? So I'm gonna go to independent writing directly, okay? And for this independent writing, remember, it's just a question. The test taker doesn't need to read, doesn't need to listen to any source. They will be required to just type the essay, respond to the question that is on the screen, giving their opinion. And depending on the question, they will say if they agree or if they don't agree, or give their opinion, okay? So it's usually a minimum of 300 words, 30 minutes total for preparation, writing, and revision. That's why it takes a little bit, they are given a little bit more time to finish, because it's a 300 words, okay? They're required to write a little bit more, okay? So test takers will develop and organize ideas thoroughly, okay? Thoroughly. Provide support for opinions or choice, and write clearly and accurately, okay? So this is one example, sorry, of an independent writing task. A question, do you agree or disagree with the following statement? Okay, this is one example of an independent task. And the question this time is, always telling the truth is the most important consideration in any relationship. That's the statement. Use specific reasons and examples to support your answer. Students should take a position and then use reasons and examples to support their opinion. A reminder that there is no correct or incorrect answer for the question, okay? They use their own knowledge and experience to answer the question. All right, so using your manual, please, I think it's on page 52 to 53. Correct me if I am wrong. 52 to 53. Help me, Andressa.
Okay, second.
Yeah, that's right. That's correct. I just found it here. It's 52 and 53.
Okay.
So now we are going to move on to rating some writing samples from the independent task. Okay. So what you did first, you saw we explored an integrated task. We saw the structure of an integrated task, guys, teachers. You saw how it is, you saw the structure, you saw all the tasks that the test taker, all the things that the test taker needs to do, and all the passages that they need to, you know, to listen, to read, and the question that they need to answer, and the items that the raters use in order to score the answer, okay, and the time that the students have, not the students, the raters have, and the time that the student have to finish the section. And now what we're doing with this second task is to rate. We are rating now, okay, the task. So you remember what was the question, right? The students will give their opinion if they agree or disagree, right? They agree or disagree with the question, right? Or the statement, always telling the truth is the most important consideration in any relationship. And on your manual, you have two answers for that question. Actually, not two, 52. Response A and response B. Yes, two. So I would like you to go over these two answers, okay? Response A and response 2. And for the time that we have, I will give you 5 minutes. What do you think? 5 minutes?
I think it's okay. We have a question in the meeting chat.
Yes, please.
Alice asked, when answering the independent task and saying if you agree or disagree, is it possible to stand on the fence or present argument to both sides?
That's a very good question. So it's important that you focus on the question. And what is the question? Do you agree or disagree? Okay, so answer the question. Okay, so I highly recommend that you answer the question.
It's better to take a side.
Take a side. Start answering in the question, okay? For example, let's see what response A starts with. The test taker says, the relationship between people is very important. It's important that people have to work together to make a better life. It is sometimes hard to keep a good relationship between people. Telling the truth sometimes can make people problem, in my opinion. I agree that people should always tell the truth. So she starts giving arguments, and then she takes a side that, yes, she agrees with this statement. So I highly recommend that you take a side, because that's the question. Do you agree or disagree? But that was a very good question. So I'll give you 5 minutes. I already gave you 5 minutes, so 4 minutes now. How's that sound? Okay, because we still need to give time for final questions. So 4 minutes for you to take a look on both essays and give a score. Remember, you need to give a score from 0 to 5. That's what we are doing here. That's the objective of the task. 0 to 5. And you are gonna do that taking a look on the writing rubric, independent writing rubric on page, final page, I don't remember which page is, but it's very bottom of, not very bottom. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Yes, independent. Page 138, okay? In independent writing rubrics. You need to follow the independent writing rubrics in order to give your score. What do you think? Response A, 0 to 5. Response B, 0 to 5. Okay? I'll see you in 4 minutes.
Okay.
All right. All right. So how
Okay,
did you
guys, don't be
score
shy.
yeah, how did you score? How did you score response A?
I'll be checking YouTube for you.
Thank you.
Okay, in YouTube we have 3. A3.
3. What else?
Alice saying A3 too.
3. Okay. What else?
Hey guys, don't be shy.
Don't forget to take a look at to use the independent writing rubric, okay? Because that's what the TOEFL iBT raters use when they are scoring the section, okay? Scoring the essay. So okay, so this is a 2 level, okay? This is a 2, yeah. This is how a rater annotated this score. In this essay, the writer's intent is discernible, but incomplete examples, and the language used to express them make this as an effective essay. For example, if someone is on a trial, you have to tell your layer all the information in order to win, or at least to fight well. If not, the person will come with different stories by excluded information. So the writer's meaning is somewhat better expressed in the second paragraph, but the language used is far from standard English. Okay, so that's the writer's annotation about this response being a 2 level. Okay, so you were good teachers giving a 3, okay, because TOEFL raters gave a 2. What about response B? What about response B? Did you have a chance to go and read and give a score?
Let me check. Nothing on YouTube. Guys, on the chat. Please don't be shy. Oh, Ella said 4 maybe?
Oh, thank you, Ella. Yeah, thank you for the contribution. Yeah, this is a 5. Okay, this is a 5. So TOEFL iBT scores give a 5 to this test taker because it presents a clear and very well-developed discussion of this issue. There are occasional instances of poor phrasing, such as the line of a truth is becoming and more vague, but these are more than offset by the rest of the response, which is fluent, varied, complex, and sophisticated. Again, the only noticeable fault is the failure to capitalize the sentence initial words, which you could see that the writer was not penalized for not capitalized sentence initial word. So as you can see, even the person who gets a 5 is not penalized for such errors like capitalizing, how can I say, capital letters, missing capital letters, like initial letters, okay? So thank you so much for your contributions. Let's move on to now resources and materials, okay? Let's go to additional resources and a material because I'm looking at the time, okay? So one thing that I would like to share with you is about my best scores, which is which is a new option. It's new because it's been like 3 years that TOEFL iBT has added this to the TOEFL portfolio, okay, since 2019, okay. So now the test taker has the option of when he takes the test more than one time, he can add the best scores to the report and send to the university. Okay, so before he was not able to do that, but now if he in the range of 2 years, if he takes the test more than one time, he can combine the best scores on the sections and send to the university. Okay, and most of the universities now accept the my best score option. Okay, and there are several sources for teachers, okay, available, and they are for free. For example, Propell Workshops, teachers webinars, the advisor toolkit, okay, videos available online for the teachers. Okay, all these links we're gonna share with you. And there is also this TOEFL private online course, okay. It's an 8-week, okay, called Mentor's Guide to the TOEFL iBT test. It's a private online course that you can take to get even more familiar with the TOEFL iBT and help your student and prepare your TOEFL prep course, okay? Also, if you wanna be part of, receive newsletter directly on your emails, just use this QR code here and fill in a form and you will receive information. I think you receive it weekly or monthly from, I think it's monthly from TOEFL. There is also this free 6-week preparation course you can share with your students. Okay, it's free preparation course, and it's taught by TOEFL specialists. We highly recommend that you use this, you share this with your students, because it's official. It's from ETS, it's from the TOEFL iBT, and it's taught by the specialists. And it's a way for the students to even improve their English and become familiar with the content of the test. Okay. And also there is a simulado. There is a TOEFL test, free, full test, and it's available online. That the test the student can take anytime. Right now, it's the good time for the student to take it. If they're taking vacation, holiday time, they can take the test. It's a 3-hour test. They can take it. They can get familiar with all the sections, all the tests, the full test. We highly recommend that the students practice before they take the test. Okay. All right. And also there is the series of the TOEFL iBT, series of YouTube video about all the questions on the TOEFL iBT. Well, what else? There are books. Okay, books about the TOEFL iBT available. All right. To do a summary of what we did in this workshop. Okay, we did a review on the TOEFL content. We identified the language skills that are measured on the test. We explain and use the scoring guides for the speaking and writing. Okay, using score real test takers' responses. We identified learning objectives for each school. We demonstrated some classroom activities, and also we shared ideas for classroom activities, and you shared your experience, and we were able to discuss your experience and your opinions, and also it was a very, very good opportunities for us to learn with your experience, your teaching experience. And I hope that you had a good experience here, learning more about the TOEFL iBT. And we appreciate that if you could fill in the workshop evaluation, okay? We will send it to you on a follow-up email when we get your emails, because we need to get your emails in order to send your certificates. So when we get your emails, we will send this workshop evaluation. Okay, would like to hear from you. So what you think about the activities, what did you think about the content of the workshop, okay? And then we will send your certificate, your attendance certificate, okay? And don't forget about the 15%, okay?
Okay.
Discount on the TOEFL iBT. Thank you very much. We appreciate both Professor Canelan and I. We appreciate your time, and good luck on your English teaching, and have a nice weekend. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor. At the end, a great opportunity to learn with you. Now I just must say the links and the attendance list are on the chat, so be aware. Don't forget to fulfill